Good evening and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am Anifat Ismail. The news headlines. Tinubu seeks France collaboration on food security and education. Nigeria seeks international partner support for agro-industrial growth. Federal government target 40% health insurance coverage by 2030. Representative to hold summit on local government autonomy on Monday. Federal government to regulate licensed space sector to boost revenue. Nigerian psychiatric doctors overworked, underpaid. Population census likely next year, Kwarra says. UNICEF laments rising ante-natal death in Bauchi. And on sport. Nigeria suffer massive drop in latest FIFA rankings. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu on Thursday said Nigeria is committed to enhancing cooperation in key sectors such as food security, energy, solid minerals, education, and defense. Tinubu said this at a joint press conference after a high-profile meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron in France. He highlighted the vast, yet largely untapped potential within Nigeria's agricultural sector and beckoned agricultural international investors to capitalize on the nation's welcoming investment climate. In a bid to drive economic diversification and achieve food security, the Nigerian government has called on international development partners to co-finance the second phase of its special agro-industrial processing zone program. This is just as the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, described the project as a game changer for the nation's economy, saying accelerated implementation plan for phase 1 and the onboarding of the phase 2 states will enable the administration of President Bola Tinubu to actualize its food security agenda. Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Kelechi Ohiri, has said federal government set an ambitious target to enroll not less than 40% of the country's population into the health insurance schemes by 2030. Ohiri stated that the target was part of the government effort to achieve universal health coverage and ensure that all Nigerians have access to quality health care services. Speaking at the Health and Managed Care Association of Nigeria Annual Conference and Induction yesterday, the NHIA DG lamented that there were unmet needs for health insurance in the country. The House of Representatives Committee on the Review of 1999 Constitution will hold a national dialogue on local government autonomy on Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Deputy Speaker of the House and Chairman of the committee, Benjamin Kalu, disclosed this while chairing a brief meeting of the panel at the National Assembly Complex in Abuja. The Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Chief Uche Naji, has said the federal government will soon commence the regulation and licensing of players in the space ecosystem for more revenue generation. Naji said this at the inauguration of the Advanced Unmanned Aerial Vehicles Laboratory of the National Space Research and Development Agency in Abuja. He stated that there were lots of illegalities in the oil and gas sector and different sectors of the economy which satellite technology could detect and address. The Association of Psychiatrists in Nigeria has said its members are overworked and poorly remunerated. It said this accounted for reasons many of them seek greener pastures in foreign countries. Speaking at the 55th Annual General Conference and Scientific Meeting of the association in Ilorin, Kwarra State, the president of the association, Professor Taiwo Obindo, said less than 200 psychiatrists attend to the mental health needs of well over 200 million Nigerians. The chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasir Issa Kwarra, has hinted that population census may hold next year. The NPC boss said President Bola Tinubu's administration may approve the conduct of the population census 19 years after the last exercise. Kwarra highlighted the challenges posed by the prolonged delay, saying the lack of accurate population data has hindered effective resource allocation, particularly in undeserved rural areas. The United Nations International Children's Education Fund, UNICEF, has lamented high rate of death during ante-natal in Bauchi State. The UNICEF Chief of Field Office Bauchi, Nozat Rafik, attributed the development to lack of access to health facilities. She also said government to intensify efforts to scale up the initiative to all the 20 local government areas of the state. The last on the news is sport. Super Eagles dropped from 36th in the world to 44th in the latest FIFA rankings, has seen them record the biggest drop among other countries for November. Nigeria's 8th place drop in the latest rankings released on the Football Governor Body website on Thursday has seen the three-time African champions make their biggest decline in recent years. And that will be all on Justeventonline News at 9. Here's a recap of the story. Tinubu seeks France collaboration on food security. Nigeria seeks international partners' support for agro-industrial growth. Federal government targets 40% of insurance coverage by 2030. Representative to all summit on local government autonomy. Federal government to regulate licensed space sector to boost revenue. Nigerian psychiatric doctors overworked, association laments. Population census likely next year, says Kwarra. UNICEF laments rising ante-natal death in Bauchi. And on sport, Nigeria suffered a massive drop in latest FIFA rankings. Thank you for watching Justeventonline News. When you find yourself down the ladder of life, never wait for people to pick you up. Rather, put yourself together and find a way forward. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com. And to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Justeventonline. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Anifat Ismail. Do have a blessed weekend.